We shall now have opportunity for silent prayers and meditation. Thank you very much. We may all be seated. I want to apologize. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable members, Honorable Premier in absentia, Honorable MECs, Chief Whip, Chair of Chairs and Deputy Chair of Chairs, Deputy Chief Whip, Honorable members, good morning. Today, good morning. Thank you so much. Today we have got visitors because we have got 4 budget votes that are going to present their budget speeches. It will be very much important for me to acknowledge all our guests this morning who have joined us in this sitting, where we'll be presenting the 4 budget votes, which is the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Provincial Treasury, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, as well as the Department of Social Development. And I know that there are a number of guests from these different departments, but as well, we've got our own people in social media who are following us. We must warmly welcome them to the sitting of the Limpopo legislature today. But as well, I need to acknowledge some of the guests, and if you are not on the list, we have not read your name, don't feel like you are not important. All the guests that are in this house are warmly welcome. But allow me to acknowledge the guests as were given by MECs. As I've already indicated, I will read the list of those that were submitted to us. That I'm welcoming and acknowledging the following guests. Ms. Malan van Zyl from ZZ2, Mr. Malan van Zyl from ZZ2, Ms. Estella from SA Poultry, Mr. Pukele Maponya from Agricultural Research Council, Mr. Seraje Dibesho from Grounds Drop Farming, representatives from African Farmers Association of South Africa, AFASA, Mr. Marokane Rachichi from Potato, South Africa, representatives of Harmony Abatos, Professor Risenga from University of Limpopo, Ms. Deidre Carter from Agri Limpopo, former member of the Limpopo legislature, Ntate Josie Butani. You're warmly welcome. We miss you this side. The Regional Secretary of Waterberg of the ruling party, Mr. Rufus Magoro, and the employer here of many of the majority members who are sitting in this chamber, the Provincial Secretary of the African National Congress, Mosanda Burumen Madaji. You are all welcome to the sitting. Without wasting any time, I will proceed. Like I've already said, all of you guests, you are at home. Limpopo legislature, it's your house. We are here to serve you, and it remains your voice. Thank you so much. We'll proceed to the orders of the day. In terms of the orders of the day, honorable members, the programming committee has agreed in its own sitting that there are items that we are going to defer them to the further sittings that will happen. Those items, item 2 of motions without notice, Rule 146, motions, notice of motions, Rule 146, statements by members, Rule 199, executive statements, Rule 200. All those motions have been deferred. They will not be taken on board today. And I will not really waste your time. I will go straight to the point because pediseri mamjar la pamilala. 7.1 is the second reading, which is the presentation of the budget vote and scheduled for Limpopo Appropriation Bill 2025 B03 2025. 7.1.1, we shall now call upon the Honorable MEC for Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, Menakedi Kekana, to present the budget speech for vote 4, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Honorable MEC, the podium is yours. Put it, can it go to the back?
Honourable Speaker and Deputy Speaker, Premier Dr. Popira Matuba in absentia and ESCO members, Chief Whip of the Legislature, Honourable Mkhonyani, leadership of the ruling party, the African National Congress, Vamsanda, Buruben Madashe, leaders of the opposition parties, all honourable members in the House, executive mayors and speakers, Limpopo House of Traditional Leaders led by Hosingove, officials from both Provincial and National Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, representatives from the Department of Land Reforms and Rural Development, stakeholders from the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, Chapter 9 and 10 institutions representatives, all sector organizations, religious communities, business and farming communities, media community, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Tobela. Honourable Speaker, it is a profound honor for me to rise before this August House to table budget vote 4 of the Limpopo Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the 2025-2026 financial year. The true test of democracy lies not in the strength of our institutions alone, but in the tangible improvements we bring to the lives of ordinary South Africans, particularly those in rural and farming communities. Service delivery is not tick box exercise. It is the heartbeat of our social contract. In the words of President Nelson Mandela, in a quote, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead." And I close. Honourable members, this budget vote is anchored on the priorities outlined by the President Cyril Ramaphosa for the 7th administration, and it speaks directly to the urgent challenges confronting our people, that is the high cost of living, persistent poverty, joblessness, and inequalities. As a department, our strategic posture is clear. We will drive inclusive growth, enable transformation, ensure food security, and build a capable and ethical developmental state through agricultural production, agro-processing, and rural development. Our new 5-year strategic plan aligns with this vision. It aims to promote meaningful participation of Black farmers, advance the inclusion of women, youth, persons with disabilities, and military veterans, and lastly, transforming the emerging farmers into fully commercial producers. This approach is inspired by the words of Amilcar Cabral, who reminded us that, and I quote, "Always bear in mind that the people are not fighting for ideas, for things in anyone's head. They are fighting to win material benefits, to live better and in peace, to see their lives go forward, to guarantee the future of their children," close quotes. Honourable Speaker, Agriculture is one of the key economic drivers in our province to fight poverty, create jobs, and tackle the high cost of living. We are intensifying efforts in revitalizing primary production and strengthening agro-processing capacity. But this work does not happen in a vacuum. Climate change is no longer an abstract goal, global threat. It is a daily lived reality in Limpopo. Our emerging and commercial farmers alike continue to feel the pressure of erratic weather patterns, prolonged droughts, natural hazards like the recent black frost, armyworms, and floods that compromise productivity and livelihoods, thus eroding our democratic gains. Compounding these are geopolitical tensions that lead to the rising global input costs, including tariffs on key agricultural products, which inflate the prices of seed, fertilizer, and mechanization. And the US increase on the tariffs in all the South African goods will make sure that indeed our farmers will feel pressure and we must start to be self-reliant. In response to the above, department is investing in climate-smart agriculture and resilient farming systems, scaling up REVEC infrastructure projects, promoting sustainability land use practices, and developing critical and future-focused agricultural skills. We are also countering the elitist and imperialist narratives brought by the ultra-rights that seek to undermine our efforts to build a non-racial, non-sexist, united, and prosperous democratic society. We'll remain resilient in our mission to bring dignity and opportunity to rural communities. However, Honorable Speaker, we are facing a structural crisis in the department. Our farmer population is aging, while thousands of agriculture graduates remain unemployed. We must change the narrative and make agriculture fashionable from early childhood development to tertiary institutions. We must reimagine agriculture as a career of innovation, science, technology, and social impact. To this end, the department will continue to absorb unemployed graduates into internships and training programs, implement a well-defined exit strategy to help them establish their own agribusinesses, and use public employment programs and cooperative support to create pathways to ownership and productivity. Honorable Speaker, Limpopo province remains the most food secure in South Africa with 93.1 in terms of May 2024 General Household Survey. The remaining 6.9% of households remains our priority to ensure that they are food secured through our initiatives. Our province is contributing 49% in citrus production, 32% in livestock, and 36% in grain nationally. Over and above, the province have introduced canola as a new grain crop, yet our agro-industrial cluster remain underdeveloped. Our dominance in primary production is not matched by a thriving value-adding agro-processing sector. This must change. We will invest in infrastructure, research and development, unlock the digital economy, and industrialize and beneficiate for inclusive economic growth, thus creating jobs. To that effect, Honorable Speaker, allow me to share a powerful story of hope and determination. Edward Mulatelo Kharosi, a 33-year-old from Gamulepo, he's here with me today, outside Polokwane, turned employment adversity into opportunity. In 2016, he founded Kharosi, an agro-processing enterprise that produced Porter yogurt made from sweet potato. Madam Deputy Speaker can attest to the taste. Today, his innovation is a shining example of what becomes possible when young people are supported to transform primary agricultural produce into high core value market-ready products. In line with this vision, the department has provided strategic support to Edward in ensuring that as he and once his newly acquired infrastructure is fully operational in Seshego Industrial Park, Honorable Bogo, because we are utilizing the land for developmental purposes and not only for residents, because the very same residents will need food security. Where we have partnered with LEADER, through LEADER, more hands will be required and jobs realized. That does not stop there, Honorable Speaker. Edward tells me that you will need at least 60 tons of sweet potato a month, effectively opening opportunities for primary production farmers. It is in that line that we will in turn, through the farmer support program, motivate farmers, especially youth, to meet the kharos requirements. This is how we move from substance to surplus, from raw to defined, and from potential to prosperity. Honorable Speaker, in the quest to put South Africa to work and create job opportunities, the department was allocated 4.753 million for EPWP for 2024-2025 financial year from the conditional grant and 2 million from the equitable share. The department managed to create 2,329 job opportunities, translating to 54% women, 5% persons with disabilities, respectively. For 2025-2026 financial year, 1,550 job opportunities are targeted from the budget allocation of 5.289 million. Over and above, the department participated in the Presidential Employment Stimulus, an initiative by the President of this country through the National Department Program targeting temporary jobs, ultimately contributing to food security and inclusive economic growth. In furtherance with the National Development Plan, the LDP, National Youth Policy 2020, and our very own Young Producers and Entrepreneurs Strategy, the department has partnered with the Limpopo Department of Education, VO MEC Honorable Mavungule Rulim Ramakhanya, with the endeavor to transform all agricultural schools, including the special schools and ECDs, into centers of excellence, thus equipping them with practical agricultural skills to promote food security at an early stage. In this first quarter, the department will roll out agricultural support to 25 ECDs, that is 5 per district. We have also supported Dimani High School with a poultry house for 1,100 layers and Merensky Agricultural Academy with 1,000 chicken layers infrastructure. This is an initiative to plant seeds of change. Young people are not only beneficiaries, they are the architects of our future. Their energy, advocacy, and innovation challenge us to do better and be better. That is why the department has allocated 2.3 million via AgriSeta for the upskilling of departmental employees, bursaries to 5 students in veterinary medicine, and 15 external bursaries in key fields such as agricultural engineering, civil engineering, and veterinary sciences. Honorable Speaker, our efforts to invest in jobs during the 2024-2025 financial year, we placed 440 unemployed graduates on farm to gain practical experience under the guidance of seasoned mentors. A further 140 graduates were appointed to 35 departmental projects, and 5 of them have exited the program after securing better job opportunities. This is a success we welcome. To bear testimony to this, another good story to tell is the 32-year-old young female farmer from Mogodi Ramantata, Mashoto Ramafalo from Chatonez Farming, who completed her 24 months of the unemployed graduate program in our department and is currently listed among the aspirants, commercial farmers, for having been supported by the department with agriculture infrastructure and mechanization, thus creating an enabling environment to attract the land bank to enter into discussions with Mashoto when we were visiting her farm together with Ms. Shetina Maremani from Land Bank, and she's here with us for further assisting her in her endeavor to become a complete commercial farmer. For 2025-2026 financial year, will retain the 435 graduates for a 12-month experiential training program and employ the exit strategy for them to take the inspiration from Mashoto Ramafalo. The same will be applicable to Wendy Mushaka, a young female farmer from Muleji, Lonsdale, whom we are in the process to plan for the next financial year to develop her newly acquired site provided for by Kgoshi Moloto III, Rauleboga Mtlhalo. Honorable Speaker, a capable and ethical development state requires our human personnel to invest in people by providing goods and services. And this is testimony to the sterling work that our department is leaving. Despite some disparities of the expenditure patterns, not completed timelessly as prescribed, the department was able to realize the overall expenditure of 99% over the prescribed norm by Treasury. We will put our hands on deck to implement SCOPA and Portfolio Committee's resolutions, the internal audit and audit action plan in order to attain the clean audit, moving from the stagnant, unqualified audit opinion. We are also finalizing the recruitment process to complete appointment of critical vacant funded posts. We will continue to capacitate our supply chain personnel to implement forward planning and start procurement in the first quarter of the financial year. Honorable Speaker, in realizing a better Africa and a better world, Limpopo has a twin agreement with Gaza province in Mozambique for growth on trade in agriculture, particularly in the area of fruits and vegetables and livestock. We plan to look into strengthening and formalizing the current trade practices in view to provide a better conducive environment and ensure contribution into the economy, thus promoting a free continental trade. My colleague from Lidet, Honorable MEC Chitereke Matibe, in his budget vote, alluded to our combined efforts to grow Limpopo as an export-driven economy, that which are gaining momentum, and I quote, recent progress includes the export protocol agreement for avocados to China. This has opened lucrative markets for our local agriculture sector, close quote, and will indeed work together to realize this goal. Allow me also to inform this August House that the province will be hosting the meeting of Chief Agricultural Scientists, G20, during the 26th to the 28th of May 2025 as part of South Africa's hosting of the G20 presidency for the year 2025. We stand to derive great advantages and opportunities. This platform could not have come at a better time. We will robustly advance our agricultural opportunities, priorities, and interests thereof. Dr. Jacob Mashilu, who is here with us today, a professional scientist within our own department at Toowoomba Research Station, who is attending these proceedings, also adds to our good story to tell. He has made remarkable strides in the field of horticultural sciences, having published over 90 scientific articles to date. In 2022, he achieved national and continental recognition when he was ranked 31st out of 500 top researchers in Africa in his category by Skyval, an international research analytics tool developed by Elsevier. This ranking is not just a number. It is a powerful testament to the caliber of professionalism we have within our ranks to employ requisite skills in order to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state. We are truly proud of Dr. Masilu and commend his continued contribution to scientific research, innovation, and the global visibility of Limpopo's agricultural intellect. And together with the collective of the well-oiled machinery from the department, will make this sector to thrive. Madam Speaker, the department has, through Agricultural Development and Producer Support Program, allocated 812 million for 2025-2026 financial year. This allocation includes, amongst others, on and off farm infrastructure, technical and advisory services, as well as department training to ensure that participation of producers in integrated agricultural value chain across the commodities. During the 2024-2025 financial year, a total of 54 agricultural infrastructure investment projects were planned and successfully implemented across the province. The infrastructure rollout included the installation of water-efficient irrigation systems, environmentally controlled production facilities, and livestock water infrastructure, all designed to provide long-term solutions for drought mitigation, climate resilience, and agricultural recovery. These initiatives respond directly to the President's priority of driving inclusive growth through targeted infrastructure investment that supports local economies and improves service delivery. For 2025-2026 financial year, the department has prioritized the implementation of 51 agricultural infrastructure projects. This program is funded through conditional grants and equitable share allocations. Moreover, these projects were not just about physical structures, they were also about people and capacity. As part of the rollout, targeted categories of farmers, including women, youth, and persons with disabilities, received technical training and mentorship, ensuring that our infrastructure investments are not only sustainable, but also inclusive and skills-driven. In keeping with our strategy on energy efficiency, the department incorporates solar energy as specification into some of the infrastructure projects as called upon by the President of this country for the greening of the economy. To ensure production of food and sustainable farming operations, the department is implementing a mechanization subsidy scheme as provision in the farmer support policy. Through this scheme, 3 farmers in Capricorn were assisted to procure tractors and implements at a total cost of 2.716897 million. In 2024-2025 financial year, in this scheme, farmers are subsidized at a rate of 80-20, 80 for the department and only 20% contribution from the farmers. For tractors, up to 1 million and implements up to 400,000. The provision of mechanization is crucial in ensuring that farmers operate optimally throughout the year. In 2025-2026 financial year, the department is planning to support 3 more farmers, 1 in Capricorn, 1 in Waterberg, and 2 in Vembe district, with an amount of 2.2 million to procure tractors and implements to make mechanization accessible to small holding farmers. Honorable Speaker, additional planning to support some of the farmers for the next phases will take place in the 2025-2026 financial year, focusing on accessing suitability of farms for intended agricultural operations. These activities are funded through CASP and Ilimalejima conditional grants, whereas over 1,000 farmers have been trained by imparting soft and technical skills. These activities will also accommodate the designated groups in order to participate meaningfully in the mainstream economy across the commodities and their value chain. In the Capricorn District Potato Belt, we are unlocking value and commercial opportunities. 4 irrigation infrastructure projects have been completed at a cost of 21 million, adding 80 hectares of irrigated land to support smallholder potato farmers. This has resulted in the creation of 40 permanent jobs and over 200 seasonal job opportunities. 2 new producers, Musibudi Farming and Integre in the district, will be supported in 2025-2026 financial year to develop irrigation and post-harvest infrastructure, adding 40 hectares of irrigated land. The total investment is 7.5 million. A further 3.6 million is allocated to Nsete Primary Cooperative and Ramakwidi projects to complete reservoirs, ablution facilities, and pack shed facilities, thus ensuring South African GAP compliance. They are here with us, they can attest because people are their own liberators. Honorable Speaker, we remain steadfast in utilizing every available hectare of irrigable land to boost production and mitigate climate change. The Mogalachane irrigation scheme is fully rehabilitated in the 2024-2025 financial year. Our chairperson, Honorable Bella. We are now boast 40 hectares dedicated to cotton. This marks the first cotton harvest in nearly 13 years, an incredible milestone with 186.9 tons produced. To sustain this momentum, an additional 3.2 million has been allocated for a new center pivot, spell-penned Bespring Honorable Smale, to expand irrigation to 70 hectares. Already 35 hectares have been planted with maize this season. Just like Mogalachan, which is currently thriving, we are hard at work to resuscitate Crocodile, Sikauswane, Petwane, Mpani, and Malupi schemes. Our intervention is pending, I need to emphasize this, compliance with set regulations. A multidisciplinary forum, including respective local communities, is finalizing plans and engaging communities. This is not by chance, it is the DDM in action. And as a provincial champion for this model in Sekhukhune district, we'll continue in overseeing and support implementation of projects such as Mutse, bulk water supply, Malekane Steel Bridge, thus employing the partnership between government, business, labor, and members of the civil society. Honorable Speaker, the department is celebrating another milestone on the success of Divetso Serage, the young managing director of the Groundstone Peach project in Lepelle Nkumpi local municipality, which has entered formal markets including Woolworths and Spar, producing 12 hectares of quality nectarines and peaches. Through the social compact with Magoshi, further land to expand was provided for by the late Chief Silokekana III of the Ndebele Tribal Authority, may his soul rest in peace, through the Induna Mujapelo, Sialeboga Bagamshat. In 2025-2026 financial year, the department will support the project with further shade nets for 9.74 hectares and other irrigation infrastructure. In the Waterberg district, the Red Meat agroecological zone, we continue to provide support with projects for 4.5 million, creating 37 temporary jobs for David Munyamani border camp fence, BN Agri projects, stock water reticulation, Food Fix Pty Ltd, animal handling facilities and feed processing equipment, and Ratapelo livestock water systems and fencing. The Emerpan projects, which include solar-powered water systems across 6 farms, benefiting 36 individuals, maintaining 20 permanent jobs, and creating 31 temporary jobs, is now 90% complete. We also welcome and appreciate another investment into the red meat value chain by Sampada Holdings Pty Ltd, who have developed a livestock farm and a butchery in the Mudimule area. Sampata is on track to become the largest 100% black-owned red meat producer in Limpopo, creating over 300 jobs. The company has invested on 20.5 hectares of high-tech multi-span tunnels for production of strawberries for export market in the European Union and Middle East, where we must rely upon countries through their Global Gap certified pack house. In Sekhukhune district, construction of the Manini holding packing house will begin this financial year to support an 80-hectare citrus project valued at 60 million through blended farming funding and will create over 40 jobs. A further total amount of 10 million has been allocated from Ilima Lichima to support with inputs and mechanization for grain and cotton producers. We are also exploring models for better utilization of the government fleet to benefit secondary cooperatives. In Mopani district, the department created 485 job opportunities, including 248 for women, Malibongwe, 43 for youth, and 2 for persons with disabilities for 2024-2025 financial year. For 2025-2026 financial year, the department has targeted to create over 118 permanent jobs, which will in the main benefit the designated groups. For the support of vegetables and subtropical fruits, the department has put aside 20.6 million for agricultural infrastructure at Itumeleng, Bamakutswe, Tabina irrigation scheme, Madi cabbage farming, Tanani Mateko, and Manila Spread Estate respectively. 2.5 million has been allocated to Anias Eden in Maruleng for animal handling and infrastructure, creating further 10 temporary jobs. Honorable Speaker, the Vembe district attest the support for agroclimatic potential, with 36 farmers at Nwanedi supported to meet South African gap compliance. In Chilwabuseko, 7 million was spent on 4 projects, and Hagumbu, a chili drying facility, was established at 4.1 million as part of the agro-processing process. The department has identified 33 producers with the potential to reach full commercial status within the medium-term expenditure framework period. Support will focus on water development packages, business development, and infrastructure to help these projects to thrive. One of such projects is Matika subcrop farming, which will expand production infrastructure with the allocated funding of 1.8 million. The farm specializes in macadamia nuts, avocados, and lychees. To date, 49 job opportunities have been created with 32 males, 17 females, and 31 youth. Collectively, the target for 2025-2026 financial year is to create 55 job opportunities through such infrastructure project. Honorable Speaker, in the 2024-2025 financial year, the department has provided support to 14 military veterans with 52 breeding livestock, and the beneficiaries, I had Honorable requesting us that we must not only give them the seeds but also the bulls. They are provided for to the designated groups. I'm also humbled by the correspondence received in March 2025 from the provincial chairperson of the Limpopo military veterans, attached to the help desk in the office of the Premier. May I please quote him as follows? I quote, "On behalf of all military veterans in the province, I would like to express my sincere and profound gratitude to the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for providing farmer support to military veterans. Your department has, in the previous years, provided training in almost all districts of our province. The current initiative to support military veterans with animals is much appreciated. This is a trendsetter in the country, and hope that our provinces will follow suit to mitigate the plight of the military veterans." And I quote, "The militaries are here with us today." Through the blended finance scheme, in partnership with the Land Bank and National Department of Agriculture, 6 projects have received support to acquire land, procure implements, and secure production inputs. Allow me also to report on the power of public-private partnerships realized through the blended funding in Torofina Trading Post Pty Ltd in Blowback for producing potato seeds, one of the scarce commodities in our province, and our farmers are no longer going to struggle to buy the potato seeds in other provinces, employing 11 permanent and over 50 seasonal workers. We salute Mr. Popi Simon Ralichena, the sole director and shareholder of this entity, who was supposed to be here with us today, but unfortunately he's meeting the Brazilians today. The farming operation, which was established in 2005, and the first black farmer to produce potato seeds. Mokatingi Farming Operation CC, operating in Vembe, with 202 hectares, 120 planted with citrus, employing 35 permanent and 190 seasonal workers. Yarena Investments Pty Ltd, owned by Ms. Mochenya Pinky Rajomani Malbongwe, has nearly 2,000 hectares for potato and tomato production, with 25 permanent and 123 seasonal workers. Mazeli Farming and Projects Pty Ltd, based in Blowback, the farm has 10 hectare center pivot irrigation and mechanization, creating 10 permanent and over 20 seasonal jobs. Ndisezi Group Pty Ltd, an egg production enterprise in Mopani, employing 2 people and youth job creation plans is underway. The department will contribute and also champion the transformation agenda by facilitating inclusion and prioritizing domestic investment. As such, a successful partnership with Grain South Africa in Sekhukhune district has empowered communal farmers, helping them transit to commercial farming. A member of the Zyplus study group, Mr. Jim Masemola, won the 2024 Best Smallholder Farmer Award for his 8 tons per hectare yield at the Grain South Africa National Awards. There is a total of 833 communal farmers who, amongst them 235 subsistence producers, have received support to cultivate over 349 hectares of land. These farmers who once operated at subsistence levels are steadily transitioning into commercial space. As part of our initiative to combat food security, poverty, and hunger, we are launching the One Household, One Backyard Garden program, which extends to churches and schools. This initiative is intended to be embraced by the community. It should start with us as honorable members of this House to promote local food production for food security. Ke re go lena batlhomphegi mogoma a o tsene timong netele na mbeu metabjala e makhaya for food security and also put your household green, and I'm going to monitor that. The department has also initiated an environmentally controlled infrastructure program for poultry houses with 5 sites handed over to contractors for repairs. This will support the Leboa Kgomo Abattoir with completion expected by the end of June 2025, as alluded to by the MEC for Lidet. Honourable Speaker, the Limpopo Department of Agriculture and Rural Development continues to implement high-impact programs that are changing lives of our people, specifically youth across the province. We'll support youth projects including Sekhale farming, TAF, Livatri, Nemabaka layers, and Tuto agro-nursery. The department has, in the previous financial year, allocated 31.35 million for the implementation of the revitalization of agro-processing value chain projects that are catalytic in nature in order to invest in Africa's infrastructure for inclusive economic growth and job opportunities. Majeje Citrus, which is in collaboration with commercial partners, has 324 hectares of citrus trees already been planted out of the 480 hectares planned. In-field irrigation, 2 dams and solar panel system generating 520 kilovolt amperes have been completed. The project has created 43 permanent and 30 seasonal jobs with a projection to employ over 350 seasonal workers at full production capacity. The development at Majeje Citrus will be concluded in the 2025-2026 financial year with 450 hectares of citrus fruits established. At Zebediela Citrus Estate, we handed over the farm's revitalization master plan developed by the Impact Catalyst to the Board of Trustees. The good news is that the new Biatladi CPA has been elected and a steering committee has been implemented to lead implementation. We are hard at work exploring various funding options through strategic partners for implementation of the completed master plan. We are currently having 50 permanent and 80 seasonal jobs that are sustained at the estate. During the 2024-2025 financial year, we have also supported the Chulabsiku Secondary Cooperative with infrastructure for irrigation, pack shares, and cooling facilities. With the support from the Perishable Products Export Control Board, we are assisting the cooperative with Global GAP and SAGAP certification processes to enable market access. These initiatives form part of the broader vegetable cluster and has created 220 short-term and 145 long-term jobs. Further support to our catalytic projects will be provided to Tafelkop Farmers Association to boost agro-processing and local employment. We also utilize the services of aggregators to assist with market access in these initiatives. The Hapani project in Sekhukhune district can attest to this kind of assistance. The Makgoba Deep Lachte project is on land restored through the restitution program to the Mampuku Makgoba Community Trust. The department is providing funding on behalf of the project beneficiaries for 70 hectares for avocado development. This is another strategic partnership with ZZ2, they are here with us, who is providing funding for the project development. The Vembe Agricultural Multiplier Project is unlocking 3,000 hectares of underutilized land by harvesting excess floodwater from the Limpopo River. The department has signed a memorandum of understanding with them and various partners. There will be 1,500 new jobs opportunities created at completion of the first phase of the project. With regard to Nojex, the Tomato Growers Association has appointed the strategic partner, and the process of purchasing the land is imminent. Honorable Speaker, the department has also signed an MOU with Palabura Copper for development on Pompey Farm in the Palabura local municipality. This initiative is an integrated agricultural project aimed at commercializing 2,000 hectares. Innovation and market access are key to growing the sector. At the inaugural Agri-Expo, held from the 13th to the 15th March 2025, the department showcased over 50 smallholder farmers and agro-processors from across the province. We witnessed innovation in action. Baobab coffee, avocado seed tea, and they're outside, you can purchase. Moringa tissue oil, livestock genetic kits, tasty, natural beverage, and our chairperson, Honorable Bella Cooper, can attest the taste, and many more. These are tangible examples of how agriculture, a natural one, mind you, it is a natural one. These are tangible examples of how agriculture means agro-processing, and we must support this agro-processing, and how local enterprises are carving a place in new markets. Honourable Speaker, the Sustainable Resource Management 138 million for 20. Yeah. These programs support our efforts in climate smart agriculture, soil conservation, disaster mitigation, and water infrastructure development.
Sorry, MEC, to interrupt. I thought we had a deal. Can we stick to the deal? I can explain what the deal is. Please, let's stick to the deal, yeah. Please. Okay, thanks. I apologize for interrupting the speech.
Thank you. As I conclude, allow me to thank the Portfolio Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development, chaired by Honorable Bella Cooper, for the unwavering oversight support, the Standing Committee on Public Account for keeping us on toes, and the farmers who on every day put food on everyone's table, the community and all the aspiring farmers across the province who together put food production in the rise. Allow me to thank the ANC for entrusting me with the responsibility of leading the Limpopo Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. The Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, Team Limpopo Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, led by the Acting Head of Department, Mempo Abigail Mashamba, and Mr. Jethro Sandile Nowata, who steered this ship as the Acting HOD during the previous financial year. A special heartfelt appreciation is directed to my beloved family who have supported me through thick and thin on my endeavor to provide services to the people of Limpopo. I therefore table budget vote for the Limpopo Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the financial year 2025-2026.
Thank you so much, Honorable MEC. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development for consideration and report back to the House. Before I go to 7.1.2, I will continue to apologize to the guests while Honorable MEC Maswa is still sitting down a bit. That our department has not done as good because we have important guests in this house and they've not submitted those guests. And it's unfair if the important guest comes to their house, we don't acknowledge them. Because sitting where I'm sitting, I'm realizing there are other important guests we should be acknowledged. Like, for example, baruti ba dikereke tša rena ba gona ka go fapana-fapana ga bona. Baruti ba kereke e kgolo ya ZCC, they are here in the house. Baruti ba kereke e kgolo ya ZC St. Agnes are here. The leadership of the South African Council of Churches are here, led by its own chairperson, Bishop Sikwari. We have seen you. We have seen Maoshi Baonamo, which we should have acknowledged properly. And for that, renailing the Atameting, Renolebona Riduchi Moreleng. We have got leaders of chapter 9 and 10 institutions. As well, we should be able to acknowledge them properly. But as well, the Department of Sports and Culture now tell us that in this gathering today, we've got very important legends. The boxing legends, Cassius, the hitman, Baloi, boxing legend is here with us. Isaac, the angel Khatwayo, is here with us. Chifiwa Spider Munyai is here. And their boxing managers, Tony Superstar, Maboko manager, Abel Masembe Stole, is here as well. We as well have the softball team, Benny Bushomani, Millicent Matlala, technical director, and Nakedi Mutake, the coach. They are here as well. Feel welcome once more. The MECs that are coming, we have pleaded with you on the time limits. We plead that please, let's stick to the time limits. On that note, I will not disclose to the House because we've got guests. Just know the time limit we have allocated you so that you can be able to allow other MECs to finish their business. On that note, we are moving to 7.1.2. We shall now call upon the MEC for Provincial Treasury, Ntate Khabo Magwai, to present the budget speech vote 5 of the Department of Provincial Treasury. Honorable MEC.
Speaker of our Provincial Legislature, Honorable Makuma Makurupeji, the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, Honorable Teboho Mamurobela, Honorable Premier in absentia, fellow members of the Executive Council, honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, leadership of the governing party led by Musanda Bomataje, accompanied by my own Regional Secretary, Ndate Mahoro, Chair of the House of Traditional and the rest of Mahoshi, all heads of department present here, leaders of organized labor, faith-based and civil society organizations present, captains and leaders of various industries, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Speaker, a government budget allocation without the supporting machinery and oversight mechanisms contradicts the very essence of fiscal discipline. That's why today I stand before this august House to table the 2025 Vote 5 budget based on the present tabling of the MEC for Finance recently, and to reaffirm the Provincial Treasury steadfast commitment to that every cent from the provincial purse delivers measurable value. Allow me, therefore, to remind members that we carry, as Provincial Treasury, we carry a profound responsibility, one that sits at the very as necessary thread in the building of a state. Our team has been working tirelessly to prepare the provincial budget and monitor provincial departments, municipalities, and public entities' spending patterns. And to ensure compliance, our team further support and oversee that the allocated budget is spent within the ambit of the legislation. Honorable Speaker, admittedly, this is not the work we can claim to do alone. With limited capacity, we rely on strong partnerships across the local, provincial, and national spheres. By working together, we can strengthen financial management in our province. As alluded before, we note that our country's financial position has come under mounting pressure since 2012. And as I table this Vote 5 budget, the economy in our province has also shown that it is not immune to both internal and external factors. Therefore, our economy is also not growing at the desired pace, making it difficult to address socioeconomic challenges. As I indicated during the tabling of the provincial budget, to effectively cater for the basic needs of our impoverished population, our economy must grow at least by 2.2%. And this is also captured in our Limpopo development plan. And we take note of the fact that we're still crawling to go there. Honorable Speaker, this low economic growth has made it challenging for the national government to fund all our national priorities. To alleviate this, provinces are stepping in with the implementation of revenue enhancement strategies to enable departments and public entities to increase provincial revenue, which will contribute to the provincial equitable share. This support helps maximize provincial revenue and supplements the provincial equitable share baseline. So the funds generated from provincial owned revenue are allocated to address service within the province. In essence, the province is taking proactive measures and steps to boost revenue and alleviate fiscal pressures, ensuring that essential services are delivered to our communities. Furthermore, as I indicated during the provincial budget, we are encouraged by the improvement we see in the implementation of the revenue enhancement strategy. Our provincial owned revenue target has increased from 1.8 billion in 2024-25 to 2.2 billion in 2025-26, reflecting an average growth of 6% over the MTF period. This upward trend signals our commitment to strengthen our revenue base. Honorable Speaker, the Provincial Treasury continues to play a critical role in managing the wage bill of the provincial government to ensure a balanced approach towards the funding of frontline service delivery personnel and provincial priorities, which are essential to grow the economy and create jobs. To achieve this balance, the province has been implementing what we call the Provincial Personnel Management Framework as a strategy to manage the compensation of employee costs. It is worth noting that the national fiscal consolidation effort have necessitated a rebalancing of our budget allocation, resulting in the need to contain employee costs. Over the years, this strategy has yielded notable results: a decrease in the proportion of compensation of employees' budget as a percentage of the total budget. This reduction has freed up additional resources for catalytic projects for driving growth and development in the province, which is why the MEC for Finance has indicated that the MEC for Finance has emphasized infrastructure development as a key. This freed money is the reason why, at least for a start, we need to start from somewhere. Recently, the Minister of Finance announced that the national government will lead the spending review project in the 2025-26 financial year and beyond. Honorable Speaker, the Limpopo Provincial Government initiated spending review processes in the previous financial years and will seek guidance, of course, continue to do so and intensify the efforts in the current financial year. Given the tight fiscal environment characterized by increasing demand for services Spending reviews will assist in identifying inefficiencies, reducing waste, eliminating duplication of functions, and closing fiscal leakages. The efficiency gains to be identified through this process will be reprioritized toward high priority projects so that we can continue allocating to where money is really needed. To ensure effective financial stewardship, we will continue to conduct monthly monitoring of performance through in-year monitoring reports and expenditure analysis reports, providing recommendations for desired improvements. These reports will be presented at various forums, including but not limited to the CFO's Forum, HOD's Forum, and Provincial Executive Council. Furthermore, regular MEC's bilateral meetings will be held to assess the financial performance of departments and public entities, augmented by these technical meetings. I'll now turn on to municipalities. Honorable Makamo, as we also administer the Municipal Finance Management Act. Honorable Speaker, we are guided by Section of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, which mandates us to support and strengthen the capacity of municipalities to manage their own finances within the prescripts of the MFMA. Our efforts are focused on what National Treasury has identified as the 6 key game changers in municipal finance management, and these are budget management, revenue management, supply chain management, asset management, accounting support, and the implementation of the Municipal Standard Chart of Account, commonly known as MSCOA. Within these areas, we pay special attention to critical issues such as ensuring municipalities adopt funded budgets, reducing their reliance on consultants in budget and treasury offices, cutting down on unwanted expenditure, which we call UIF, unauthorized, irregular, or fruitless and wasteful, and then improving revenue protection and supporting better audit outcomes. Based on the 2023-24 audit outcomes and the AG's general report, we have reviewed how we provide support. We have since reconfigured our approach to ensure that the additional support offered to municipalities directly respond to the weaknesses identified. This is not just about audit results. It's about helping municipalities comply with the legislative financial sustainability. We are also conscious of the fact that the current municipal finance and governance structure is not adequately geared to respond to the realities faced by local government. That's why we are in the process of reviewing the structure to ensure that it reflects the current needs, challenges, aspirations of our municipalities. One of our key priorities remains the improvement of audit outcomes across our municipalities. As Provincial Treasury, we are working with the central authorities, which is COGSTA and Office of the Premier, to support municipalities in addressing audit-related challenges, ensuring their budgets are funded and adopted by municipal councils. We will continue to conduct budget engagements to ensure that all relevant stakeholders participate in the planning and budgeting process of the municipalities. Equally important is our support to municipalities so that we strengthen both revenue and expenditure management. Municipalities cannot achieve financial sustainability without improving their revenue collections. Yet, we are cognizant of the economic difficulty that ordinary residents face. Our approach must be both responsible and compassionate. It is with this in mind that we urge municipalities to implement their policies on free basic services for the indigent, while also ensuring that their credit control policies are enforced fairly but firmly. We encourage municipalities to explore other economic activities to unlock other revenue sources. We will continue to provide the necessary guidance on revenue management so that we can eliminate leakages cap non-priority spending, and protect every rand that comes in. Honorable Speaker, accountability remains key in local government. Provincial Treasury, therefore, is committed to support local government structures through training and continuous guidance on especially the implementation of the financial-related prescript. Besides M-score being a legislative requirement, it is also a key reform in ensuring standardization of transacting and reporting in the local government sphere. So we have taken note that municipalities have made huge strides in implementing M-score, which is one of the biggest reforms in local government. I'm pleased to tell you that, to inform you actually, that Limpopo is one of the highest performing provinces in the country in this regard. It can be coupled with some further improvements to make it work even further. We therefore further encourage municipalities to pay attention to the gaps identified, in particular on usage of the asset management module and transacting within the system. I will not overemphasize the importance of infrastructure as a vital cog in how we can improve our economy. So our future as a province relies on investment in infrastructure. This can only be a game changer if we are to improve economic growth. Honorable Speaker, it is also important to note that Treasury's role does not end with allocation of funds, but strategically monitors effective execution of projects. Together with the relevant stakeholders, we'll support departments and municipalities with infrastructure delivery management system, IDMS, best practices, resources, and expertise to maximize our impact on infrastructure delivery. Honorable Speaker, allow me, therefore, to table the 2025-26 Vote 5 budget for consideration by this House. The MEC for Finance spoke about the 12 votes within a vote which is called programs, in which we allocate budgets. And when you monitor budget, you monitor it in accordance with what we table here. The overall budget of Vote 5, Provincial Treasury, that the MEC for Finance has allocated is 512.8 million for this current financial year. If you check, it is the smallest and lowest, but the most effective. So it is just an increase of 7% when compared to the main appropriation of the previous financial year, which was just 478.0. The key focus in the current financial year remains to strengthen provincial treasury, to improve its strategies, to support and monitor provincial departments, municipalities, and public entities. This is meant to ensure that we improve compliance to the PFMA, MFMA, and other policies and legislations. Hence our commitment to rebuilding the public trust. So I'll go now to the economic classification. Compensation of employees increases from 337.9 million in 2024-25 to 370.6 in 2025-26. And this allocation will be used to fund reprioritized critical vacant posts. Goods and services increases from 128.6 million in 2024-25 to 132 million in 2025-26 due to reprioritization of the budget to fund contractual obligations. Transfer and subsidies decreases from 4.9 million in 2024-25 to 2.4 million in 25-26 due to a decrease in the number of officials that will retire during the financial year. We have an aging workforce. Payment for capital assets increases from 6.5 million in 2025 to 7.5 million in the 2025 financial year. The allocation will cater for the procurement of IT equipment and other necessary tools of trade. And the budget per program is as follows. I will not go into details considering the time, but it is there in the speech itself. But Program 1 is allocated 220.1 million to provide for effective and efficient strategic management, administrative support, and sound financial management to the Provincial Treasury. This program, Honorable Speaker, through this program, Honorable Speaker, the department will be appointing 30 interns for 24 months and experiential learners during the 2025-26 financial year. These interns and experiential learners will attend in-house capacity building programs in advanced Excel, report writing, and digital skills. Program 2, which is Sustainable Resources Management, it is allocated 93.1 million. It will be used to fund financial resource allocation, manage the provincial budget of 88 billion. It will further fund for supporting and monitoring of provincial departments, municipalities, and public entities for efficient and effective use of the province fiscal resources. Program 3, Asset Liabilities and Supply Chain Management. Honorable Speaker, this program receives an allocation of only 58.3 million. This allocation will be utilized to provide policy direction and facilitate the effective and efficient management of assets, liabilities, and provincial supply chain management processes in all our departments and public entities. As we will all know, supply chain management remains one of the most important instruments in the department, which is used to transform the provincial economic patterns by encouraging departments and public entities to ensure that they prioritize and support procurement from local SMEs. It also encourages participation by historically disadvantaged individuals and groups in the provincial supply chain opportunities. Program 4, Financial Governance, an allocation of 81.1 million, and the allocation will be utilized to strengthen governance structure, including the shared audit committees and other oversight structures. These are structures that support departments and public entities with financial, accounting, and audit matters. In this regard, Honorable Speaker, the province has finalized the appointment of independent risk management committee chairpersons in departments to encourage uniform and standard risk reporting and providing the overall oversight on enterprise risk management. We hope to, in collaboration with the MEC for Coxstar, to cascade this down to municipalities, since we see that this shared services does improve our systems at provincial level. This year, Honorable Speaker, will continue to advertise for the recruitment of capable members of audit committees, and all members of the public who qualify are encouraged to apply. We just don't pinpoint, because these are assurance providers without whose oversight we can never improve audits, if we so like. In line with the third government priority of building a capable and ethical and developmental state, the program will continue to provide capacity building programs that are earmarked at professionalizing the CFO's offices. This is meant to address skills and competency gaps that are identified through the assessment of the CFO's offices. Honorable Speaker, last year, the Provincial Treasury reported on the plan to roll out the Logistical Information System LOGIS and procurement of LOGIS scanners in the province. We are now able to report that all 11 Limpopo departments have successfully migrated to LOGIS Assets module and busy with asset register maintenance and support. Departments are now able to use the LOGIS scanner for asset verification, which updates the asset register real time, moving away from time-consuming manual asset verification process, thereby eliminating errors that may result in material findings that have always been recurring. Departments can also capture immovable assets and contracts in LOGIS so as to assist with the monitoring of both immovable assets and contract, respectively. Working with National Treasury, a logis invoice tracking dashboard was deployed recently in December 2024, which enables departments to have a single view of the status of their captured invoices to enable monitoring of the 30 days invoice payment requirement, which is a must, that this will have to be stuck to, and we have to monitor it very, very closely. We are also working with National Treasury to enhance logis to have an invoice tracking system that will track the capturing and the authorization of each invoice and track its payment to supplement the dashboard. We cannot talk about economic development when suppliers can take months and days to be paid because we don't have mechanisms. So National Treasury has also released the Central Supplier Database Request for Quotations functionality system, and the Limpopo Provincial Government departments will begin using this database to manage the distribution of requests for quotation for their procurement below 1 million rand effective. It was effective from 1 April, and we believe it is being utilized. The current manual system will be phased out over time, and it will run concurrently with the other functionality system. Program 5 is shared provincial internal audit. It receives an allocation of 60.0 million rand. And this unit protects organizational value of the province by providing risk-based objective assurance, advice, and insight. It also coordinates a combined assurance model to ensure broader audit coverage as well as avoiding duplication of audit effort. We mean business. We want in the next 2 years, Limpopo must have clean audit across the board. And this is a realizable dream that we'll be monitoring throughout. We don't want to target auditing at the expense of service delivery. They can be done parallel to each other. So to turn around this situation where we have a problem in recording of the provincial's audit performance, Provincial Treasury has as its work to ensure that the audit support and improvement strategy was not just only adopted, but is being implemented. Sometimes we like to call planned strategies without having any means and mechanism to ensure that this is implemented. This will be done by addressing all issues raised by the AG and those that are aged internally by Provincial Treasury and internal audit units, so that we know on the spot what is outstanding, what should be responded to, how it should be done. The strategy is implemented through targeted projects per department and public entity by analyzing findings and assisting departments and public entities to perform appropriate root cause analysis. You can never remedy a situation if you did not do a proper diagnosis and identify the real root cause so that you can improve your lot there. So we want to conclude, Honorable Speaker, in the interest of time. I just tried to go to the most important parts without which we cannot proceed if we didn't mention here. That in 24-25, 20 learners were recruited on the internal audit technician learning program, facilitated by the Institute of Internal Auditors. These learners, after completing this program, will be ready for the job market. Equally, the unit has also produced 8 chartered accountants certified by SAICA through the CA training program. Furthermore, 4 trainees who have passed all the SAICA board examinations will be signed as qualified CAs during this current financial year. We are moving. The department is working with the Department of Public Service and Administration and National Treasury on a retention strategy for this, I can call them graduates. It's a rescue. And as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, let me extend my deepest appreciation to the members of the Executive Council led by the Premier, and the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury led by the Chairperson, Honorable Pieri, the multi-partisan way in which they conduct oversight on us is really encouraging to us, and we thank you for your wisdom and will continue to rely on that. Lastly, I would like to thank the staff of the Limpopo Provincial Treasury, led by HOD Gavin Brath, for their hard work and commitment. Your efforts play a key role in building a solid foundation for an ethical and accountable province. I look forward to our continued success together. Nakenza. Ke a leboha. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We learn by example from Provincial Treasury. Ka Sotho ke be ke tore, ke dingame ka tšhelete le ka nako. Because they've really spent their time as allocated, and we really appreciate Honorable Mawai for making sure that you stick to the time as agreed. Uri file le balance nyana ya nako. Others can cover from it. We shall now, the budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee. Honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee of the Provincial Treasury for consideration and report back to the House. We now move to item 7.1.3. We shall now call upon the Honorable MEC for Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, Honorable Jerry Funane Maseko, to present the budget vote. Vote 10, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Ape, liskala makala today unale mekholokwane, the families are here, and they are allowed to lecha mekholokwane.
Honorable Speaker, the MEC Wacoxter is intimidating me here. He's saying, how can I take 45 minutes a 500 million budget? And I have indicated is the biggest. Esteemed members of the House, special greetings to the chairperson of the Special recognition to our boxing legends present here. Gail Mutanalo Ramalo, our singer, and Kendi Chamadebele. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the 10th, we commemorate the 32nd year of the life and times of the revolutionary leader, the leader of the South African Communist Party, the Chief of Staff of Umkhonto weSizwe, the armed wing of the African National Congress, the late who was assassinated when he was in his driveway to his Bosbeck home. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Because this freedom we are enjoying today was never achieved on a silver plate. There are a lot of cadres who laid their lives for us to achieve this freedom. But allow me also just to pay tribute to one of Limpopo's finest, a former leader of the ANC Youth League, here in Limpopo that we just buried last week. A servant of our people, a stalwart with a life, courage, and principle, a legal guru, who was the director. Let me take again this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, in the final stages of the 2025 National School Sports Championship Autumn Games that was held in Limpopo. Team members expressed with regard to accommodation and related logistical issues during their week stay in Bloemfontein. And I want to unreservedly and sincerely apologize to every learner who was looking forward to seeing the opportunity to reach its conclusion. I'd also like to extend my apologies to the parents who entrusted us with their children, as well as the dedicated educators and coaches. Totally unacceptable, as the safety and the well-being of our learners remains our top priority. Our department has launched a full-scale investigation to determine the cause of the challenges faced by Team Limpopo. I want to commit here that we will take the necessary end of education under the stewardship of Meliru. Make sure that this will never happen again under our leadership. And we regret for what happened, and we are sorry for that. Madam Speaker, Team Limpopo also participated under unpleasant conditions at the South African Sports Association for the Physically Disabled National Championship in Gqeberha, Eastern Cape. Recently, but despite these challenges, we are proud to report that the team still managed to bring medals home. We have summoned our administration team to ensure that this situation does not recur. Significant role in promoting social cohesion and nation building. In the recent Ministerial Boxing Special Awards, the Limpopo games were presented to us by the Speaker when she was acknowledging the guest. The province is proud to participate in both the World Month, a period that holds great significance in the history of our liberation struggle. Every year, as part of our efforts to raise awareness in communities about freedom, we held a cultural and creative industry dialogue to overcome gender-based violence and femicide in our communities. The dialogue proved that our artists are of change, capable of supporting in the fight against this pandemic. Their involvement in the is crucial in promoting social cohesion, social transformation, and nation building. And we want to call our artists, all of them, because historically our artists used the platform to conscientize society around the evil ills of apartheid through a number of songs, communicating messages that resuscitated or revoked the spirit of the liberation struggle. And we are saying now we've got this pandemic, gender violence, gender-based violence and femicide. Let's work in collaboration with our artists to conscientize society. That is the only way we can deal with this matter. In his State of the Nation address, the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa stated, I quote, "As South Africans, we stand for peace, we stand for justice, we stand for equality and solidarity. We stand for non-racialism and democracy, for tolerance and compassion." I close quote. As the department responsible for social cohesion and nation building, we have embraced and committed to the ethos of unity and oneness. We are committed and striving for a morally generated society. We are striving to an active, winning citizenry and a united, socially cohesive society. In recent studies conducted by the Inclusive Society Institute 2024 Social Cohesion Index, Limpopo has consistently demonstrated strong social cohesion over the past 4 years. The province index score has remained high as compared to all other provinces in the country. Honorable Speaker and esteemed House, we would like to report to the esteemed House that the department is committed to build a capable, ethical, and efficient organization. And in line with this, we are focused on sustaining the clean audit outcome that was achieved during the 2023-2024 financial year. We take this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to express our appreciation to all committed oversight structures, your portfolio committee, your SCOPA, our hard working administration team for their efforts in developing internal systems to ensure we sustain the clean audit come 2024-2025. During the State of the Province address, Limpopo Premier Dr. Popi Ramatuba emphasized the significance of the cultural economy, which links culture to economic values, as he aptly stated, I quote, "The creative industry has become part of our sunrise economy." And indeed, both creative industry and sports are the sunrise economy in the province. This was clearly demonstrated, Honorable Speaker, during our successful events, including the sold-out Peter Mokaba Stadium tickets, hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier game between Bafana and Lesotho. It was also displayed, Honorable Speaker, when two of our big Soweto giants were afforded to be hosted here in Polokwane last Saturday, where Kaizer Chiefs was playing TS Galaxy and Orlando Pirates was playing Polokwane City. The masses of the people who are beginning to have interest in sports assist us to build a local economy, assist us to ensure that our hospitality industry is able to benefit accordingly. Our SMMEs are able to sell their products and the economy begins to circulate within Limpopo. And that, for itself, I want to acknowledge the commitment and collaboration between the department, Polokwane Municipality, Limpopo Tourism Agency, SAFA, plus the chairpersons of the PSL teams in Limpopo. There is a very strong collaboration amongst ourselves. Honorable Speaker, it would be great oversight if we did not take time as a department to recognize and congratulate champion Tebogo Prudence Sogodiso, the 800 gold champion at just 23 years old. That remarkable athlete from Khapane, the Honorable Speaker, Lobedu, in Greater Letaba Municipality in Mopani District. She has made history as the first South African female athlete to win the 800 World Indoor Championship. And we are, as a department and government of Limpopo, we are incredibly proud of her. Prudence, keep shining, keep raising the flag of Limpopo, keep raising the flag of South Africa very high. Limpopo li khancha ka wena ngwana rena tswela pele o taga o phagamišetse flaga ya reno le Afrika Borwa godimo. Let us take a moment to appreciate and congratulate The Limpopo trio cyclists, Karabo Moko from River Cross, Kakwatubatse, Skukune, age 21. Masakwan Rauta from Hamatabate Mahoba, Capricorn District, age 22. And Ndo Maxwell from Bembe, age 24, for the love of sport that they've displayed. These young athletes exemplify a true love for sports. The trio cycled from Limpopo, traveled from Beggersford with the aim of reaching Cape Town by using normal bicycles, with a mission to raise funds as well as to break the Guinness Book of Records. These boys are inspiration to the young people. They have, that is possible, doable. Well done, boys, and keep leading the way. No Shuma Vatanga. And special thanks to all the donors who have recognized this important milestone, those who contributed both financially and in kind to support these boys, specifically to the mayor of Fitahomutubatse, whom we requested that he must fly there, go and meet those boys. Thanks very much, Honorable Mayor Edimaila, for that spirit. May I also take this opportunity to appreciate a world-renowned dancer and a choreographer, the Limpopo boy, Matumi Robert Mashatitoka from Butokwa, Rabu Jimmy Machaka. Bare Mutokwa Ana Mutokwana. This boy, I can tell you, he inspires young people everywhere across the globe. He chases his dreams. He pursues his passion in choreography and dancing. He is our global icon. Keep raising the flag of Limpopo and South Africa high on the international arena. And we will continue to support you at all times. We would like also to extend our heartfelt congratulations to the Limpopo softball male team for their championship victory at the National Provincial Championship in Northwest recently. That's why we have invited them. Their remarkable performance and dedication have once again placed Limpopo on the national stage, showcasing the province's sporting excellence. President Beni Bushomani, our Technical Director, Mayor Millicent Matala, and the coach Nakedi Musake, you are highly recognized and continue to represent us. Allow me, lastly, to express our appreciation to Bekan Tsanuisi Foundation, in collaboration with SAFA, for bringing together 22 teams of Granny footballers from various countries, including your USA, your France, your Kenya, your Mozambique, your Togo, alongside with local teams in South Africa for the Granny's International Football Tournament. We called it Gift 25. This exciting event recently took place in Nkwankua, in a township, not in Polokwane, Honorable Chairperson, in a township, and massively attended in Tsaneni, under the leadership of Honorable Mulapisani and the district mayor, Honorable Puleshai, whom we collaborated and make sure that we prepare the logistics around that area. We revitalize the stadium so that it gets at a stage where it can be approved for such type of games. And thanks very much for all of them who contributed for the success of this important event. Now, Honorable Speaker, non tumelela ki buti parlamenti go legislature gore ka mo gore na re tshwere bokae di tshwana ja molemo. Right in the words of Honorable Makamu. When I came here, Urumuna, don't take 45 minutes, I'll present the budget there, 500 million. I'm sure MEC Treasury is listening. My HOD Prad is there. You will listen to what I'm going to say. Allow me to present the budget allocation for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture 2025-2026 financial year. The overall budget of vote 10 has increased, which we appreciate. After a long battle, after a lot of noise, it increased. Oh, Honorable Mabung. It has increased, Honorable Speaker, from 827 million and 99,000 rand to 877 million 492,000 rand. Honorable Speaker, we got an increase of 50 million rand, and we are happy as a department. We are going to use it to build social cohesion and make sure that our art industry is getting developed, and so that we can build a future for the province. And thanks very much, MEC Mawai, for having increased our budget. The budget consists of equitable shares, which is 643,637,000 rand, and which constitute 73%, and 233,855,000 rand, which is 27% of the conditional grants. Within the total allocation of 827,492,000, the administration program is allocated 210,507,000 rand. The cultural program is allocated 292,682,000 rand. The library and archive services program received 263,258,000 rand, while sports and recreation received 111,445,000 rand. That is the total allocation for all these programs. And we are saying here the administration program plays a crucial role, Honorable Speaker, in ensuring that there is efficient and effective governance, and the program is wholly funded by the equitable shares and takes 24% of the overall. The Cultural Affairs Program promotes arts, culture, library services, archive services, and manages historical assets and resources of the province, and it accounts for 33% of the total budget. In promoting social cohesion, Honorable Speaker, the department is continuing to commemorate significant months. That's bringing people together. That is your Freedom Month, your African Month, and your Heritage Month. As part of celebrating this Freedom Month that I was talking about, we will host various cultural activities across all districts as build-up events towards the 27th of April, where we'll bring diverse people to come and celebrate together. We'll also afford SMMEs to participate in the economy of such type of events by making sure that local business people, where these events are being held, should participate and benefit. Throughout its proud history, the ruling party, the African National Congress, has remained committed to foster national unity and combating all forms of tribalism, racism, and sexism. To address these challenges, the department will roll out extensive social cohesion dialogues across all 5 districts. The dialogues will aim to enhance unity within all ethnic groups, tackle issues such as gender-based violence and femicide, and address all social ills that perpetuate moral decay activities. In recognizing talents and excellence of our artists, the department will host the inaugural Cultural and Creative Awards in the current financial year. Just to say thank you for your participation. Honorable Speaker, in terms of infrastructure development and job creation, we are pleased to report to the House that the construction of the Provincial Theatre is progressing very well under the leadership of the MEC, Wadi Khere Ntate Tony Rachwe. It is expected to be completed within the planned construction period, which is 3 years, MTEF funding model. The project is allocated 216 million from the total arts and culture program budget. It has already created 50 job opportunities, and it continues to empower SMMEs within the local space around Polokwane. The much anticipated Provincial Theatre holds a significant potential for creating job opportunities once it is finished in the creative industry, including script writers, stage managers, costume designers, sound engineers, producers, actors, and many others. This will not only boost creative economy, but also contribute to the entire township economy, because the majority of the people who will be benefiting here will be the previously disadvantaged individuals. Madam Speaker, in an effort to promote and preserve our heritage and museum services, the department has operationalized the state-of-the-art Skumansdal Museum. We have opened it, we have handed it over. And its exhibition center that will serve as a gallery to exhibit heritage objects, heritage publishing, as well as artifacts. The museum is one of the 3 provincial museums, including Jata and Mutwabatsonga, that are going to be refurbished or maintained through an allocated budget of 1.5 million. In an effort to preserve and provide a durable testament of the country's journey to liberation, the 3 sites, Chitangazimeni battlefield, that is the Battle of Mutale, our University Limpopo, our Trafalgar Square, and the Charter Heritage Site, we have signed a memorandum of understanding, Honorable Speaker, with the National Heritage Council, and for this financial year, an amount of 13 million will be transferred to the department for implementation in terms of structural construction of those sites. We are no more talking design, we are talking implementation of this project this financial year. And the money is there, 13 million. Honorable Speaker, we are proud to announce that we managed to complete Buchabelo and Vleefontein libraries during the last financial year. What is remaining is to operationalize them, purchase furniture, books, appoint librarians to go and work in these 2 libraries as we are speaking for this financial year. The long-awaited Mulamula library will also be operational during this financial year. We have completed it at long last. We'll continue to manage those dynamics there, but there is a will that it should be open and let the people get the necessary services at the right time, because we are ready now. But during the 2025-2026 financial year, we will be completing 2 outstanding projects that have disturbed us a bit. That is your Tsaulu, which is at 45%, and that project was supposed to have been completed during the last financial year, and Mampani, which is at 87%. We are in collaboration with the leadership of Public Works to make sure that we fast-track the completion of these two projects by which we can assure this House that this financial year will have to be done and dusted, all of them. The implementing agent, which is the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, has appointed contractors, Honorable Speaker, for these three libraries. One, Muse West in Sikukune, two, Bungeni in Vembe, three, Makuva in Mupani. For this financial year, designs have been made. We are just going to implement these three projects. But still on the construction of libraries, Honorable Speaker, the department will resume with the designs of Mutse East, Mamaila, Kuvi, Masemula, Matseke, and Bilabila for the outer years. Because it's important for us to design up front so that we can be able to implement as and when the Honorable MEC for Treasury allocates some cents to us. We rely on you, sir, to give us money to implement these projects. Honorable Speaker, in the effort to embrace the digital age, the department has launched a project to provide free Wi-Fi and internet connectivity in 111 public libraries across the province. The departmental libraries are also moving towards the digitization. The rollout of e-newspaper and e-periodicals has already begun and will reach 111 libraries within the first quarter of this financial year in terms of our plans. And we are in the process of procuring e-books to offer communities access to a wider variety of books. In this context, Honorable Speaker, the department, in partnership with Archives Advisory Council and the National Department of Sports, Arts and History Conference in Limpopo in the third quarter of the financial year. In the quest to preserve the indigenous language, we will continue with the rolling out of the multilingualism campaigns aimed at promoting the official languages in the province. The promotional campaigns include celebration of International Translation Day and International Mother Tongue Day, Deaf Awareness Month, Language Indaba, and the Literary Excellence Award. You can see the programs in the department are very huge. There are many, Honorable Speaker. That's why we call for additional funding. The department continues to provide capacity building opportunities to our authors of literature books through authorship workshops aimed at capacitating communities with good writing skills. The department will also support authors with funds during their literature events and at book launches. And you witnessed very recently, we successfully partnered with the Lion of the North book launch, the book authored by Comrade Mpho Castro Nchabeleng, the son of the revered anti-apartheid activist, the late Peter Nchabeleng. And we are opening opportunities for our local authors to come and participate in supplying our libraries with their literature. The Sports and Recreation Program acts as a powerful catalyst for growth, fostering development and social cohesive citizenry. It plays a key role in identifying, developing, and nurturing talent, contributing to individual and community development. This program is allocated 13% of the total budget, which is 114,045,000 rand for the Sports and Recreation Program, of which 40% is from equitable share and 60% is from conditional grants. School sport is a backdrop of sport development and critical element in the holistic development of learners. it nurtures not only physical skills, but also vital life skills, positive attitude, and social cohesion. To ensure consistent participation across schools, the department, in collaboration with the Department of Education through a signed implementation protocol, successfully hosted a roadshow attended by school sports structures, sports confederations, Limpopo Academy of Sports, Teachers Union, municipalities, and federations from 5 districts of the province. For this financial year, Honorable Speaker, the department plans to increase the number of schools participating in school sports from 1,000 to 1,500. As part of fostering the culture of sports development with communities, we have launched a consultative program with sports communities across all the districts. We are visiting all the districts as a department to resuscitate sports activism along the length and breadth of the province, so that we create a platform for all the districts to equally share in the available resources that are there. We held a consultative meeting with our elite athletes in the province. One of the key issues, Honorable Speaker, that
We are reminded.
Yeah, I started half past. I still have 35 minutes now. I'm here. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm left with 10 minutes. I started half past exactly. Oh, and I'm concluding. You must check your time, Speaker, please. I'm here. I'm here. I can't. Yeah, I'm clear. No, I've got 45 minutes here, Honorable Speaker, and now I'm on 35. No, Speaker, please. Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. And my apology. But we held a consultative meeting with our elite athletes in the province, yes. In the province, one of the key issues that was raised sharply was the high number of elite athletes migrating to Gauteng in particular, or to other provinces due to lack of resources, such as High Performance Sports Center in the province. That's one critical challenge that faces our elite athletes in the province. And in an effort to keep our elite athletes in the province, we are in the process of developing a high-performance center in the coming 5 years in collaboration with the Limpopo Academy of Sports in the province. And we want to make a call to the Premier and the executive to assist us to lobby for this very important infrastructure. Because if we can't do that, we'll continue to lose our athletes to Gauteng. MEC Chilwane ka kwa Gauteng, booster Oriana is the province of champions, boosting with my athletes. So it's very important, Honorable Speaker and the Premier in absentia, that we need to begin to launch a very serious lobby for resources to get this money, even if it means engaging the private sector and the mining houses that are full here in Limpopo. Now, in conclusion, Honorable Speaker, I would like to express my appreciation to all Department of Sports, Arts and Culture oversight structures for holding us accountable. We are fully committed to implementing all the resolutions and ensuring that the department sustain its clean audit. To our key stakeholders, our athletes, our artists, our statutory bodies, the non-statutory bodies, the sport fraternity and the creative industry, your unwavering commitment to supporting the department in achieving its goals is deeply acknowledged. Let us remain united in our effort, serving our communities with dedication, as Martin Luther King said. I quote, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Madam Speaker, I therefore table this 2025-2026 budget vote 10 of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to this August House for consideration. I thank you.
Thank you. I hope the MEC for Treasury, we shall now refer the budget speech. It's now referred to the Portfolio Committee of Sports, Arts and Culture for consideration and report back to the House. We proceed with our budget votes, which is the last one. Now we call Bomme Podofero, Florence Radzilani, the MEC for Department of Social Development, to come and present the budget vote. Vote is the speech for vote 12, Department of Social Development. Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Makoma Grace Makrupechi, to our Honorable Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Premier Dr. Popira Matuba in absentia, esteemed members of the Executive Council, the Chief Whip and the Deputy Chief Whip of the governing party, Chair of Chairs and the Deputy Chair of Chairs, leaders of the opposition parties, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Re Simon Mate, and the entire team. Members of this august House, our honorable mayors, speakers and chief whips of our municipalities, the provincial secretary of the ruling party, Comrade Musanda Ruben Madaje, the chairperson of the Provincial House of Traditional and Khoisan Leadership, Hosi Ndobe, and all faith-based organizations in our midst, distinguished guests, Limpopo community following us on various social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. Honorable Speaker, it is my sincere honor to stand with sense of courage and commitment before this august House to present the budget proposals for Vote 12, the Department of Social Development, on behalf of the 7th Administration, led by the African National Congress. Today, as we stand before this august House, we are not merely presenting a budget. We are laying a foundation for the future of our province, for the dreams, aspirations, and hopes of millions of the people of Limpopo who trust in us to deliver on the promises we made. These promises to provide comprehensive and integrated services, protection against vulnerability, sustainable development, facilitating access to social grants, promoting social integration, monitoring population trends, and other welfare services in line with our constitutional mandate. This constitutional mandate, Honorable Speaker, compels us to work hard towards the realization of the Freedom Charter, which this year we will be commemorating its 70th anniversary. We will be marking this tremendous milestone after the 31st anniversary of freedom and democracy. We pride ourselves for the achievement we have made together and recognize that we are still obliged to do more. This is because we have not yet attained the totality of the aspirations enshrined in the Freedom Charter. Let me set the tone and themize the presentation of the commitments tabulated in our budget vote and recite for the words of American poet, novelist, and civil rights activist Maya Angelou, when she said, open quote, "I have learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Close quote. This is the determination towards our approach to render services, as I have stated in my preamble, in which I have stated the mandate of our department in delivering services to our people. In line with our election manifesto priorities, we are committed to delivering services that people can see, can experience, and more importantly, transform their lives in ways that make them feel the progress we are making. The manifesto, among some of its priorities, commits us to the strengthening of our comprehensive social security system to reduce poverty, vulnerability, social exclusion, and inequality through social assistance, and preventing vulnerability and destitution as a result of the loss of income through social insurance for workers. It is a solemn responsibility that we must carry with pride, determination, and unwavering commitment. As we set forth our budget commitments for the financial year ahead, I wish to highlight the pivotal role of the Department of Social Development in implementing the three government's priorities as outlined in the medium-term development plan. Honorable Speaker, I stand before you today confident that we are on an upward trajectory, making tangible progress towards the ultimate objective of a better life for all. Every decision we make, every program we implement, every cent we allocate must be seen as a step forward in fulfilling this vision. We understand, Honorable Speaker, that safety is paramount, thus increasing the feelings of safety among women and children will remain a crucial focus. We will enhance our services and support systems to combat gender-based violence, ensuring that our communities are safer environments for all citizens. In line with the priority to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state, We are committed to the mainstreaming of gender and the empowerment of youth and persons with disabilities. These commitments also play a crucial role in contributing to the Pillar 4 of the National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide, which talks about response, care, support, and healing. We will invest in training and support for our social workers, ensuring that they adhere to the highest ethical standards and work as dedicated professionals committed to serving the public good. The department will implement programs that foster economic opportunities, equipping our youth and marginalized groups with the skills and resources necessary to thrive in the competitive job market. We stand ready to implement these priorities, affirming our commitment to building a more equitable and prosperous nation for all. Together, Honorable Speaker, we will strive to uplift the lives of the vulnerable and create a society that fosters growth, safety, and dignity for every citizen. As we reflect on the achievements of the department, it is essential to recognize that part of our work involves ensuring that facilities serving our most vulnerable citizens, particularly people living with disabilities, children, and the elderly, meet the highest standards of care, respect, and dignity. Regrettably, Honorable Speaker, not all non-government-run institutions have upheld these standards. In response to these shortcomings, we have taken a decisive action to protect the lives of the vulnerable and restore public trust. One of the most significant and challenging issues we faced in recent months, soon after we assumed office, was the appalling conditions at the 3 facilities for vulnerable people: Butlari Center in Greater Letaba, Napeakanyani centers, as well as Angels of Planet Earth Center in Makulutamaga, which were providing services for which they were not accredited for. All of these non-profit organizations were found to be operating far below the minimum care standard required for facilities that care to people with disabilities, the elderly, and the mental care users. Honorable Speaker, at the Butlari Center, we ensured that 22 residents were safely reunified with their families, while 2 individuals whose families could not be traced remain under our care as we continue to ensure their safety and well-being. Similarly, at Napeakanyani Center for the Aged and Angels of Planet Earth Center, the facility failed to meet the requirement standards. After thorough assessment, together with the Department of Health, we removed all residents from these facilities. 35 elderly individuals were successfully reunified with their families, and 25 residents who were in need of continued care are now under our protection. These actions, Honorable Speaker, though difficult, are a statement to our commitment to safeguarding the rights and dignity of vulnerable people. We understand the vital that non-governmental care facilities play in the lives of individuals who cannot fully assess their safety and well-being. The closure of these facilities was not just a response to the immediate crisis, but also a clear message that the Department of Social Development will continue to hold those who take it upon themselves to care for the vulnerable members of our community accountable. I would like to appreciate the confidence of the community, whom when they observed this did not hesitate to report the violation of the vulnerable persons to our officials. Honorable Speaker, the department recognizes the critical need for support from well-managed non-profit organizations, functional families, and civil society to help ease the burden of caring for individuals who cannot care for themselves. Our resources are limited and often insufficient to meet every need. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that our services are both efficient and impactful, we seek collaboration from these key stakeholders. However, let me hasten to emphasize that while we welcome their support, we will never compromise the safety and well-being of the vulnerable individuals we serve. We will not partner with those whose primary interest is profit over the welfare of our community members. The well-being and dignity of older persons remain a top priority for the department. And in recognition of the invaluable contribution of our elderly citizens, we have focused our efforts on ensuring that they receive the care, protection, and support they deserve. This is reflected in the department's continued commitment to expanding both residential and community-based care facilities, alongside offering opportunities for active engagement and social participation. For the financial year 2025-2026, we have budgeted 35.263 million for placing older persons in residential facilities and community-based care centers. To date, Honorable Speaker, over 500 older persons have accessed the residential care facilities, ensuring they receive the specialized care they require. So far, more than 15,600 older persons have benefited from community-based and support centers, which continue to provide essential services to those in need, especially in their own communities where they feel most comfortable. Honorable Speaker, coming to persons with disabilities, the department remains dedicated to delivering prevention programs that ensure the care and protection of persons with disabilities. By the end of the third quarter of 2024-2025 financial year, 289 individuals with disabilities has accessed the residential facilities, while 3,950 participated in the protective workshops. Protective workshops are safe, disability-friendly environments designed to provide opportunities for people with disabilities to develop and improve their skills. These workshops enable participants to earn income through the products they create, supplementing their disability grant. Thanks to sustained advocacy efforts, there has been a significant increase in the number of persons with disabilities accessing a wider range of social development services, thereby enhancing their overall well-being. The department is currently funding 108 protective workshops, 6 provincial councils, and 3 residential facilities as well as 37 stimulation centers with an allocated budget of 105.760 million. The stimulation centers are specialized facilities designed to support individuals with disabilities, particularly those with developmental or cognitive impairments. These centers provide a range of activities and therapies aimed at enhancing sensory, motor, cognitive, and social skills. In the 2025-2026 financial year, we have budgeted 210.4 million, which is inclusive of funding Shilubani Frail Care Center. Honorable Speaker, the department, in collaboration with funded non-profit organizations, continue to implement critical social and behavioral change programs aimed at preventing the spread of HIV, STIs, and tuberculosis. By the end of the third quarter of the 2024-2025 financial year, a total of 620 implementers were trained to deliver these programs. Honorable Speaker, in addition to these efforts, 17,573 beneficiaries received psychosocial support services, further strengthening our commitment towards holistic care. To support vulnerable children, we have allocated 1.321 million for the procurement of school uniforms, benefiting 780 learners from 269 schools. Let me take this moment and address the important development regarding funding for the HIV and AIDS as well as TB initiative. As you all now know, it has been announced that the United States President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, known as PEPFAR, has pulled out its funding. However, Honorable Speaker, I want to join the MEC for Health and reassure everyone that this decision should not send panic among those benefiting from PEPFAR programs. The department is sufficiently funded to meet our targets and uphold our commitment to providing essential services to people living with HIV and tuberculosis as per our annual performance plan. Honorable Speaker, in support of those infected and affected by HIV, the department has earmarked 8.078 million for food parcel distribution, benefiting 4,121 individuals. Additionally, 13 NPOs providing social and behavioral change programs and 49 home and community-based care organizations have received funding to continue their vital work. A total budget of 36.040 million has been set aside for this financial year to ensure the continued success of these initiatives. Through these efforts, we remain steadfast in our mission to improve the lives of our most vulnerable communities while contributing to the ongoing fight against HIV and AIDS, STIs, and TB. The school uniform program, which I had the privilege of leading, has been a key initiative in restoring the dignity of our learners, particularly those who are coming from financially constrained families, by ensuring that no child is excluded from school because they cannot afford a proper school uniform. We are providing not only a physical garment, but also an affirmation of the worth and potential of each learner. It is a simple but powerful way to ensure that our children are able to focus on their education, not the disparities that might exist in their appearance due to economic hardship. One of the most significant lessons we have learned from this program is the power of collaboration. In this case, Honorable Speaker, our partnership with the South African Social Security Agency has been invaluable. Their experience in reaching out to vulnerable communities, combined with our collective efforts, ensured that the program was successfully rolled out in all 5 districts. I want to take a moment to recognize and commend the invaluable services provided by our non-profit organizations. These organizations play an essential role in our communities, caring for abandoned children, offering safe havens for abused and neglected youth, and supporting people living with disabilities and older persons. And if amongst us here, Honorable Speaker, we have honorable members who are also facing similar challenges, you are more than welcome to receive the services from the department. 2024-25, our goal was to reach 850 beneficiaries in all 5 community care centers in the province. I am pleased to report that to date, 1,441 children between the ages of 15 and 18 have already benefited from this initiative. More children are expected to access these services during 2025-26 financial year, and therefore, 179.8 million has been allocated for this purpose. In our continued efforts to ensure that non-profit organizations provide high-quality services to their beneficiaries, the department, in collaboration with the Health and Welfare Sector Education and Training Authority, is launching the recognition of prior learning program. This program targets community caregivers workers in funded NPOs and aims to provide them with formal qualification in child and youth care. On social relief of distress, our department has continued to respond swiftly and effectively to the emergency needs arising from disaster and the adverse social conditions which often result in undue hardship for our citizens. Through the Social Relief of Distress program, we have been able to support 7,903 individuals and families affected by incidences of disaster and trauma, ensuring they receive the assistance required to overcome these challenges. For the financial year 2025-26, for the social relief of distress, we have budgeted 1.346 million, which we believe will bring much needed relief for those who require social economic relief. Care and services for the families. The families of Limpopo, Honorable Speaker, face numerous challenges that hinder their ability to provide for themselves and their children. These challenges include economic pressure, poverty, violence against women and children, substance abuse, mental health issues, lack of alternative care during parental absence, and disrupted family structures. And in response, our department has provided vital support to 285,630 families. Additionally, we have partnered with 24 civil society organizations that provide essential services to children and families. Honorable Speaker, coming to the community-based prevention and early intervention services, We are committed to empowering children and communities to move from vulnerability to resilience. In the 2024-25 financial year, 844,208 children benefited from community-based prevention and early intervention services provided by 419 registered drop-in centers, which are funded by the department. These centers offer essential services such as educational support, child protection, psychosocial care, economic strengthening, health promotion, and HIV and AIDS programs. Moreover, we have trained 29 child youth care workers on the National Qualification Framework Level 3 Child and Youth Care Worker Qualification. On crime and prevention, social crime prevention remains a cornerstone of our efforts to address the root causes of criminal behavior by focusing on improving social conditions and promoting positive youth development. We have reached 20,393 individuals through various crime prevention initiatives. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, young offenders in conflict with the law have had access to secure care centers, with 548 individuals completing diversion programs aimed at rehabilitation and reintegration into society. Coming to Victim Empowerment Program, our Victim Empowerment Program continues to provide essential support to individuals affected by crime, violence, and abuse. This program offers psychological, legal, and social support to victims of gender-based violence, domestic violence, human trafficking, and child abuse. In the past year, 8,335 victims accessed support services and 35 individuals received sheltering. During the opening of the 7th administration, the Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, issued a directive for enhanced collaborative between key government departments and stakeholders in the fight against crime in our province. In response to the Premier's instruction, a collaborative approach was established, bringing together the police, the Department of Social Development, Department of Transport and Community Safety, Department of Health, and the National Prosecution Authority, and the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. This partnership led to the formation of consultative forum aimed at addressing the pressure issue of crime in our communities. And we are confident, Honorable Speaker, that through all the resolutions that we took in this Provincial Crime Summit, the province will be on the right direction. On poverty and sustainable livelihoods, poverty, hunger, and unemployment remain significant challenges faced by communities throughout this province. And in response, the Department of Social Development has committed as a part of its 5-year plan to address these issues by increasing employment opportunities, reducing poverty, and improving livelihood through various poverty alleviation and sustainable livelihood programs. In the 2024-25 financial year, 30.681 million was allocated to the implementation of this program. As the third quarter of the 2024-25 financial year, a total of 1,247 individuals benefited on this program. And for the 2025-26 financial year, Honorable Speaker, the department has allocated 32.042 million for poverty alleviation and sustainable livelihood. A target of 1,500 individuals is set to benefit from poverty reduction initiative. On the institutional capacity building and support, the department is also mandated to register and support non-profit organizations, recognizing the pivotal role this organization play in community development and service delivery. To this end, Honorable Speaker, the department allocate resources annually to provide institutional capacity building to NPOs. The 2024-25 financial year, 11.966 million was allocated to assist our NPOs, and almost 2,867 benefited. And for 2025-26 financial year, the department has allocated 10.999 million. On youth development, youth unemployment remains a pressing issue in our country and province. The department contributes to alleviating youth unemployment through skills development and entrepreneurship programs. In 2024-25 financial year, 60 and Honorable Speaker, for 2025-26 financial year, the department plans to provide skill development programs for 650 youth, including specialized training in cell phone repairs, accredited through the Media, Information and Communication Technologies Sector Education and Training Authority. The National Youth Development Agency has committed to support these youth in business development training upon completion of their training. Honorable Speaker, coming to women development, in the 2024-25 financial year, the department allocated 4 million to support our women's empowerment initiatives aimed at poverty reduction. Additionally, 1.1 million was allocated for the training and development of women. Through these efforts, 15,048 women participated in programs focused on crop and animal farming, marketing, financial management, and production. And in the 2025-26 financial year, the department plans to empower 17,100 women through similar programs. Honorable Speaker, we are pleased as the department to announce that we are finalizing our organizational structure, and though this process has taken longer than expected, we plan to implement the new structure in the 2025-26 financial year. During his recent delivery of the provincial budget, the MEC responsible for Treasury, Honorable Mawai, announced allocation for infrastructure development across all departments in alignment with the priorities of the medium-term development plan and the strategic objectives of the Limpopo development plan. I'm pleased to share that the Department of Social Development has been allocated 15 million for this purpose. This essential funding will be utilized to maintain and refurbish existing facilities across all our districts, ensuring their structural integrity and compliance with the occupational health and safety standards. To this end, in the Capricorn district, we will conduct maintenance at the Pulukwani Welfare Center and refurbish our offices in Sinwabarwana. In the Mopani district, renovations will take place at both Livaka One-Stop Center and Hapan One-Stop Center. The Vembe district will see refurbishment at Toyando Child and Youth Care Centers and the Mabambe Sekua Care Center. In the Skukuni district, we will renovate park homes and the Fitahomu One-Stop Center, while in the Waterberg district, we will upgrade Rotani and Bavaria offices. In total, 18 properties will receive maintenance, refurbishment, or upgrades from this infrastructure funding, making significant investment in our commitment to improving service delivery across the province. Honorable Speaker, I therefore present the 2025-2026 budget allocation as follows. Program 1, administration is allocated 467,807,000. Program 2, which is social welfare services, is allocated 577,489,000. Program 3, children and families, is allocated 719,887,000 rand. Program 4, which is restorative services, is allocated 275,862,000 rand. Program 5, which is the last program of the department, development research, is allocated 253,821,000 rands. These allocations, Honorable Speaker, therefore make a total budget of our department 2,294,866,000 rand. Honorable Makam, we are part of the billions. We are part of the billions. Honorable Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity and express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Premier, Dr. Poppy Constance Ramathuba, for her continued guidance, and to my colleagues in the executive for their unwavering support in this endeavor. I also would like to extend my appreciation to the members of the Portfolio Committee, led by Ntate Simon Mate, for their ongoing robust engagement, ensuring that we remain focused on compliance and accountability. A special thanks goes to the acting HOD of the department, Dr. Martin Stapel. Allow me, August House, to repeat myself. A special thanks goes to the acting HOD of the department, Dr. Martin Sitlapelo, whose leadership has brought much needed administrative stability and efficiency to our processes. For some of you, those who know the doctor, you will remember that doctor is in the office of the Premier, holding a very senior position. But when the Premier requested him to assist the Department of Social Development, he availed himself because he is committed to serve the people of this province. Make a cordial mistake if I cannot appreciate men and women of the Department of Social Development who on daily basis strive to deliver comprehensive social protection services to the greatness of our people. I salute you, and together with the effective use of this budget, we will continue to work towards a brighter future for all our people, ensuring that no one is left behind. Let us remain united in our efforts to achieve the dream of a truly inclusive and a prosperous society for all. May the faithful God bless all of us. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Re leboga, ro di boa. Bo MEC Florence Radzilani. Sesifulufelo. Ba kwamba zwauri gasi pedi bare moja morao ke kgoši today ke ibone. So Snaked, we apologize, you were the first. Now ke bone kgoši ore moja morao ke kgoši ka nnete. We'll now take the budget, refer the budget speech to the Portfolio Committee of Social Development for consideration and to report back to the House. We now proceed to item 8. Are the announcements, Deputy Speaker? You said I should now call you Grace, right? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Yes, my name is Grace. I think even Honorable Makamu is understanding that now. Thank you very much and greetings to the honorable members and the guests, and also special greetings to Mutori wa Borine, wo Provincial Secretary wa Msanda Madaji. Zindibadzo zikori ngala bubili ri kho dovha futhi ra ḓa ra dzula fhano ri tshi khou fhedzisa migaganyagwama yo salaho ya department na dzine dza vha hone. Ya vhuvhili ndi ya uri ba Department of Agriculture vho vha ṋekedza dzimbeu dza uri vha ye hayani hangei na vhone vha swike vho vha ṱavhe vho maṱamaṱisi vha nadzo nga ngomu ha bag. Ri khou livhuwa vho MEC na Kelikekana. Iṅwe nḓivhadzo ndi ya uri ri ḓo humbela dzi MEC dze dza vha dzi tshi khou presenter dzi vote hafha uri ri ye ri wane tshinepe navho nga hafhaḽa nnḓa. Ya u fhedzisela ndi ya uri lunch ya ṋamusi i khou wanala ngei Limpopo Civic Center Hall. Vha songo ya basement kana boardroom ngauri vha ḓo wana hu sina tsha u ḽa. Roṱhe ri khou ya Civic Center Limpopo. And hafho futhi ri khou livhuwa Department of Agriculture for the lunch today. Ndo livhuwa nga maanḓa vho tshipikara.
Saturday.
Oh, yo fhedzisela vha songo ṅwaliwa ndi ya uri nga mugivhela roṱhe vho spikara vha khou ri ḓo ri pembele uri vhono vha vho dokotela ri pembele navho. Ri pembele navho Bolivia Lodge nga 1 o'clock uri wane lunch. Ngauri ha zwino vha khou zwi vhona musi muvhuso wa Limpopo wo fariwa nga madokotela.
I should not have allowed you to come back. I didn't know that was the announcement. If I knew, I would not have agreed. Thank you so much. We now come towards the end of our legislature sitting today. We want to take this opportunity to appreciate and thank all honorable members who came to the sitting today, but as well, importantly, all the guests. And I hope, because you have been invited for lunch, those that can, for the courtesy of our MECs, let's go and have lunch with them at the Limpopo Civic Hall. Item 9, the House is adjourned to Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025 at 10 o'clock in this, the Leboa Legislative Chamber. The House stands adjourned.